My name is Morgan Chase, 35, Hospitality Operations Manager in Charleston, South Carolina. The text came through during my quarterly review presentation. Brady, all caps. Mom signing the Miramar shares over next week. 40% yours truly. Finally. I set the phone face down, kept talking revenue projections, occupancy rates, client retention metrics. My boss nodded, scribbling notes. The screen kept buzzing. Another message. Another. By the time I wrapped, 6 notifications glowed. All Brady. All gloating. The Miramar Beach Hotel sat on 3 acres of prime Atlantic coastline. 12 stories of Art Deco glory built in 1962 by my grandmother Cecilia Chase. 180 rooms, rooftop restaurant, beachfront bar, event spaces booked 2 years out. Current valuation $47 million. Mom owned 60% after Grandma Cecilia died. The remaining 40% lived in a trust designated for grandchildren upon Mom's discretion. Brady assumed it was his. He'd been counting those shares since he learned to count. Want to know the one sentence that made my brother scream at Mom's retirement party in front of 200 guests? Hit subscribe and turn on notifications. This twist will blow your mind. 3 days before the party, I sat in the archives room of the Charleston County Clerk's office. Fluorescent lights hummed overhead. The records clerk, a woman named Dorothy with reading glasses on a beaded chain, wheeled out a cart stacked with document boxes. Cecilia Chase Estate Files 1962 through 2018. I'd requested everything. Birth certificates, business licenses, property deeds, amendments, codicils. My laptop open, phone recording. I worked through the stack methodically. An hour deep, I found the original trust document dated March 1989. Handwritten notes in the margins, Grandma's looping script. Shares designated to grandchild demonstrating commitment to hospitality industry and family legacy. Active participation required. Witnessed by 2 attorneys, notarized, filed with the state. I photographed every page. Zoomed on key clauses. The next folder held quarterly reports from 1990 to 2010. Miramar's financial backbone. Revenue charts, staffing logs, vendor contracts. One section jumped. Summer employment records. My name appeared 47 times across 11 years. Front desk clerk, housekeeping supervisor, event coordinator, assistant manager. Brady's name showed twice. Both terminated for cause. No call, no show. I exported the files to my encrypted drive, labeled them legacy evidence, and emailed copies to my personal account plus a backup cloud. Dorothy returned with another box. These just came from storage. Might have what you need. Inside, a leather journal. Cecilia's daily logs from 2015 to 2017. I flipped through. Entry after entry mentioned me. Morgan handled the hurricane evacuation flawlessly. Morgan renegotiated the linen contract, saved $40,000 annually. Morgan stayed until 2 a.m. fixing the booking system crash. Then the entries about Brady. Brady missed another shift. Brady asked for an advance, refused paperwork. Brady demanded a manager title, no experience to back it. The final entry dated 2 months before she died. If I leave this world tomorrow, Morgan earned those shares. Brady expects them. There's a difference. I closed the journal, hands shaking. Dorothy noticed. You okay, hon? I nodded. Just confirming some family history. She smiled soft. Family's complicated. I packed everything, thanked her, and drove to the Miramar. The hotel rose against the blue sky, white facade gleaming, flag snapping in the ocean breeze. I parked in the employee lot, badge still active, and walked through the service entrance. The kitchen bustled. Prep cooks chopping, ovens roaring, dishwashers clanging. Chef Marco spotted me. Morgan. Long time. We hugged quick. He trained me on inventory systems back in 2008. You here for the party? I confirmed. He lowered his voice. Your brother's been bragging to everyone. Says he's taking over operations next month. My jaw tightened. We'll see. Upstairs in the executive suite, I knocked on Mom's door. Come in. She sat behind the mahogany desk, silver hair pinned neat, reading glasses perched on her nose. Contracts spread across the surface. Morgan, sweetheart, I wasn't expecting you until Saturday. I closed the door, set my bag down. We need to talk about the shares. Her expression shifted, guarded. Brady told you. I pulled out my laptop, opened the scanned trust document. Did you read Grandma's conditions? She leaned forward, squinting at the screen. I skimmed it years ago. I scrolled to the highlighted clause. Active participation in hospitality industry. Demonstrated commitment to family legacy. Mom, I have 11 years of employment records here. Event coordination certifications. Manager training completions. Client testimonials. I've bled for this hotel. Brady has 2 terminated shifts and a decade of asking for handouts. She sat back, removed her glasses. He's my son too. I stayed calm. And I'm your daughter. Grandma wrote that shares go to whoever earns them, not whoever demands them loudest. She didn't respond immediately. I could see the conflict, the years of Brady's manipulation weighing against documented proof. Finally, she sighed. The party's in 3 days. Let me think. I stood. Think fast. Because if you sign those shares to Brady, you're spitting on everything Grandma built. The Miramar's grand ballroom glittered under crystal chandeliers. 200 guests mingled, champagne flutes catching light, jazz trio playing soft in the corner. Mom's retirement party. 40 years in hospitality management. The program included speeches, a video montage, and the big announcement about the trust shares. I wore a navy dress. Simple, professional. Hair pulled back. No jewelry except Grandma's pearl earring, the one she wore in every hotel opening photo. Brady arrived late in a rented tux, hair slicked back, grin wide as the Atlantic. He worked the room like a politician, shaking hands, kissing cheeks, dropping hints. Big news tonight, he'd say. Future of the Miramar's in good hands. My hands. I stood near the bar, ginger ale in hand, watching. My phone buzzed. Text from Aunt Lydia, Mom's sister, who flew in from Savannah. He's unbearable. I replied. Wait for it. Mom took the stage at 8 p.m. sharp. Microphone feedback squealed briefly, then settled. She thanked the crowd, reminisced about her first day at the Miramar in 1983, fresh out of college, terrified of Grandma Cecilia's exacting standards. Laughter rippled through the room. She spoke about the hotel's evolution, the renovations, the hurricane survived, the clients turned family. Then she paused. As many of you know, my mother established a trust for the remaining 40% ownership shares. Tonight, I'm announcing the beneficiary. Brady stepped forward from the crowd, positioning himself at the base of the stage. Smile locked, shoulders back. Ready for his coronation. Mom continued. The trust specifies shares go to the grandchild who demonstrates active participation and commitment to our legacy. I reviewed employment records, certifications, client feedback, and financial contributions over the past 20 years. The room held its breath. She looked directly at me. Morgan Chase, these shares are yours. Applause erupted. Not polite golf claps. Real applause. Aunt Lydia hooped. Chef Marco whistled from the kitchen doorway. I walked toward the stage, hard hammering, and Brady blocked my path. Face red, vein pulsing at his temple. What? His roar cut through the music. The jazz trio stopped mid-note. Conversations died. Everyone turned. Mom froze at the microphone. Brady jabbed a finger at her. You're giving it to her? After I've been planning my management strategies for months? After you promised me? I spoke calm. One sentence, loud enough for the ballroom to hear. You've worked here exactly 4 days total, Brady. Both times you got fired. The room erupted. Gasps. Whispers. Someone laughed, quickly stifled. Brady spun toward me. That's a lie. I pulled out my phone, projected my screen onto the ballroom's display via the AV system. The employment records filled the wall. My name, dates, positions, promotions. Brady's name. 2 entries. Terminated. No call, no show. Both times. I scrolled to the financial records. My signature on vendor contracts, cost-saving initiatives, client retention programs. His name appeared once. A $5,000 advance request. Denied due to non-employment status. Brady's face drained of color. You planned this. I met his eyes. No. I earned this. You just assumed. Mom descended the stage, heels clicking. Brady, you've asked for money 47 times in 10 years. You've never once asked how to help the hotel succeed. He turned to her. So blood means nothing? She shook her head. Blood means everything. That's why I'm giving the shares to the grandchild who honored what Cecilia built. Brady looked around, seeking allies. Dad stood near the back, silent. Aunt Lydia sipped champagne, expressionless. Chef Marco crossed his arms. No one moved. Brady's voice cracked. This is bullshit. He stormed out, shoving through the double doors. They swung shut behind him with a muffled thud. The jazz trio resumed. Conversations restarted, louder now, energized by drama. I stepped onto the stage. Mom handed me the microphone. I kept it short. Thank you all for being here. This hotel is my second home. I promise to honor my grandmother's vision and keep the Miramar thriving for generations. Another round of applause. This time, no one was distracted. 2 weeks later, the paperwork finalized in a law office overlooking Charleston Harbor. The attorney, a sharp woman named Claudia Reeves, slid the share transfer documents across the table. Morgan Chase, you now own 40% of the Miramar Beach Hotel. Sign here, and initial here. I penned my name, each stroke deliberate. Mom signed as transferor. Notary stamped. Filed with the State Corporate Commission by close of business. Claudia shook my hand. Congratulations. Make it count. I drove straight to the hotel. New security badge, new title. Co-owner, director of operations. The front desk clerk, a college student named Ava, grinned. Saw your name on the org chart update. Congrats, Miss Chase. I corrected her gently. Morgan's fine. She nodded, buzzing me through. Upstairs, I convened the first board meeting. Mom, myself, our CFO Martin Torres, and head of marketing, Simone Bell. We reviewed quarterly projections. Revenue up 12% from last year. Occupancy at 89%. Event bookings solid through 2026. I proposed 3 initiatives. 1. Expand the rooftop restaurant's capacity. 2. Partner with ecotourism operators for sustainability packages. 3. Establish a scholarship fund for hospitality students in Grandma Cecilia's name. Mom's eyes softened at the last one. She'd love that. Martin crunched numbers. Feasible within current budget surplus. Simone drafted press releases. I left the meeting energized. My phone buzzed during lunch. Brady's number. I let it ring, then checked voicemail. His voice strained. Morgan, I need money. Rent's due. I've got nothing. Can you wire $3,000? I'll pay you back. I deleted it without response. 30 minutes later, another call. This time, Dad. Morgan, your brother's struggling. Can't you help him out? Just this once. I answered. Dad, I offered him a job. Front desk, part-time, $16 an hour. He called it beneath him. There was a long pause. He's family. So am I. And I'm not enabling his refusal to work. I hung up, blocked Brady's number. Dad's too. Aunt Lydia texted that evening. Proud of you, kid. Boundaries are love. The Miramar hummed along. I implemented the initiatives. Rooftop expansion broke ground in April. Ecotourism packages launched in May, featured in Southern Living magazine. The scholarship fund opened applications in June, fully funded by reallocating my first dividend check. 15 students applied. We selected 3. First-generation college kids studying hospitality management. They'd intern at the Miramar next summer, paid positions, mentorship included. Grandma would have loved it. Brady's social media spiraled. Job posts, gig offers, cash app requests. He moved in with Dad after eviction. The posts grew bitter. Family businesses shut out the real talent. No names, but the subtext clear. Mutual friends sent screenshots. I archived them, never responded. Mom called in August. I saw Brady yesterday. He looked rough. I stayed quiet. She continued. I know you're hurt, but maybe. I cut her off gently. Mom, I love you. But I won't subsidize his refusal to grow up. He knows where the application is. She sighed. You sound like Cecilia. I smiled. Good. By October, the hotel won a regional award for sustainable tourism practices. Simone accepted on behalf of the team, but thanked me specifically during the speech. Morgan Chase's vision brought this to life. The video played at the ceremony, views climbing online. Comments flooded in. One caught my eye. Username Grindset Brady. Nice speech. Guess stolen shares by good PR. I reported it for harassment, moved on. 18 months after the party, I stood in the Miramar's lobby at dawn. Coffee in hand, watching the sunrise paint the ocean gold. The hotel had just closed its most profitable year on record. Revenue up 20%. Staff retention at 94%. Guest satisfaction scores hitting 4.9 stars. The rooftop restaurant earned a Michelin recommendation. Eco packages sold out through next spring. The scholarship fund expanded to 5 students annually. I'd hired 12 new staff members, 3 of them former scholarship recipients who'd graduated and returned. The cycle Grandma envisioned. Phone buzzed. Text from Mom. Breakfast today. My treat. We met at a cafe 2 blocks from the hotel. She ordered eggs Benedict. I got avocado toast. She looked good, tan from her Florida condo, relaxed in retirement. I'm proud of you, she said, stirring sugar into coffee. The hotel's thriving. You were the right choice. I nodded. Grandma knew. She smiled. She did. A pause. Then she asked, have you talked to Brady? Not since the party. She set her spoon down. He's working at a car wash now. 40 hours a week. Stopped asking for handouts. I raised an eyebrow. That's progress. She leaned forward. He asked if the front desk job offer still stands. I considered. Tell him to apply through the website. If he makes it through the interview process and commits to 6 months without drama, we'll see. She exhaled relief. Thank you. I corrected her. Don't thank me yet. He has to earn it, just like everyone else. We finished breakfast, hugged goodbye on the sidewalk. I walked back to the Miramar, badge swinging from my lanyard. Ava waved from behind the desk. Morning, Morgan. Big group checking in at 10. I joined her, reviewing the manifest. A corporate retreat, 40 rooms, 3-day conference package. We prepped welcome folders, confirmed catering, double-checked AV equipment. The guests arrived on schedule. I greeted the organizer personally, walked them through the event spaces, ensured every detail matched their vision. By evening, they were raving on social media. The Miramar's hospitality is unmatched. That night, I sat in Grandma Cecilia's old office, now mine. Her portrait hung above the desk, oil painting from 1965, standing on the hotel's front steps, arms crossed, eyes sharp. I raised my coffee mug toward it. We're doing it right, Grandma. The building settled around me, creaks and hums of a living place. 60 years of history, countless guests, staff who became family. Brady might find his way back. Or he might not. Either way, the Miramar would thrive. Because legacy isn't about who demands it loudest. It's about who shows up, day after day, and earns it. I powered down the laptop, locked the office, and walked through the lobby one last time. Night shift nodded hello. Cleaning crew buffed the marble floors to a shine. The ocean whispered through open balcony doors. I stepped outside, leaned against the railing. Stars scattered across the black sky. Waves rolled in, endless and steady. The Miramar stood behind me, lit and alive. My grandmother's dream. My mother's dedication. My legacy now. Earned, not given. I smiled, breathed the salt air deep, and headed home. Tomorrow, we'd do it all again. And I couldn't wait.